Alright, so I got some time left. I got the wiring done in there. I just got to tie those wires up over there, as you can see where the TV is. Stuck a little shelf up there kind of to shelter it and give me a little shelf space. Nothing heavy for up there, but you know, it's a space. And while I was at it, I realized that I didn't put any plugs in for the saw. Well, instead of going nuts and trying to go under the floor and go crazy snaking wires, all I did was I came down here, I put a plug there. I can plug the saw in, and then I'll put a piece of the over it, so we won't be kicking it down. So I'll be all set with that. Because I realized that I had one breaker and just two lights on it. So I said, well, hello. You know, we can do more than that. So I decided to run off that switch where it runs those lights, run a plug here and another plug down there. So those are constant though, but I was able to tap off of the three-way to get it, so I was all set with that. And what I'm going to do is on the other side I'm going to put another plug just in case I need it, because like I say, I got a 15 amp breaker, I got two lights on it, and this saw will be plugged into it, but the saw is not going to be running all the time. So, but anyway, I started making some room over in the corner here to put the heater. So this is where it's going to be. I got to hook up that power though. That's a power line that feeds the shed and a lot of the lights way out there on the other property through sensors, motion sensors. So I got to bring that in here and put a junction box in there for it. So, but meanwhile I got this raked off, got it all cleared up. I got all this lumber I got to put away someplace. That I'm just going to leave it there for now, screw it. And I got a bunch of blocks over there. I've got a bunch of cinders. So I have enough to set it and get it level in place. Once I do that, then I can start making measurements to box it in and get my heat box around it. But meanwhile, I wanted to do something so I can clean it out. So what I had done was I cut out the bottom here. I just cut this piece off. I am going to hinge that on there with a hinge. Probably a drop down hinge, I'm not sure, but that'll be a hinge so it can drop down and I can just clean that out using a hoe. I have a hoe over there that's a little shorter, you know, worn down a little bit, so it'll fit in there with plenty of room so I can drag out the ash. Now I also have some iron grate, like that stuff over there. Thing is, I don't know how I would attempt to get it in there. So if anything, maybe I will just slide a couple of concrete cylinders in there so that when I throw the wood in, it'll kind of just stop it from resting on the bottom, and yet when I clean it out I can just pull the cylinders out at the same time. You know, I got some well, they're not really cylinders, if I can find them. They're about 2 inches, maybe a little bit taller, tall. They're about 3 inches wide, and they're about 25 inches deep. So, you know, it's about the size of a 2x4 by 25 inches. So if I slide one in here on this side, you know, because this is going to be flat now. If I slide one on this side and slide one on this side, any wood that I put in there will rest across the top of them so I can get a little more air intake. And when I go to clean out the bottom, the ash, I just slide those two out, clean out the ash, and then slide them back in again. So that'll probably be the easiest way, other than me trying to get an iron grate in there. And believe it or not, I've got an iron grate that I use. I use that, and I burn one of those out every year. in the inside wood stove. They don't last. So if I'm going to go nuts to put one in there and it's going to burn out, it's not worth it. So, alright, so anyway, that's where I'm at. It's 3 o'clock, seeing that the clocks went back. I'm beat, so it's really 4 o'clock if you want to think of it that way. But I've been going since 9:30 this morning, actually. I got up and out kind of early. What I'm really thinking of doing is running that power to get those lights on back there, because now that it's getting dark earlier, when the wife comes out here at night with the boys, and if I'm not with her, you know, at least she's got some lights she can depend on. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll come right through the wall under there, under the bench.